Well, good evening. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. This is Michelle Varga. She is at, if you don't know, tell them what you own.
My husband and I own Aesthetics NW Services. We do tattooing, lots of tattooing, cosmetic tattooing, body art, scar camouflage. I do skincare and waxing. And we're opening up Body Mind Soul Studios, where we will also have a few other businesses under our roof. One in particular is my sister-in-law and Ian's sister, Lisa Hamrick Varga, who owns the Black Pearl Salon. So we're going to be branching out and growing.
So, what they do is specialize in all kinds of things that a lot of other people don't do, like putting nipples on women who've had their breast
Cancer.
cancer and had to have reconstructive surgery, but it comes without a nipple, and a breast isn't really a breast without a nipple. So, they do some kind of edgy things like that. And we were going to do something tonight because one of the big things that they do is scar covering for people who have attempted to take their lives. And it makes a whole difference. We did a show a couple weeks last month, and it was so touching to watch. And we had something like that planned, but then something happened, which is why we thought Michelle really wanted to do this, and they sponsored the show, she and Ian. And it's time to talk about solutions, because tell people what happened to you.
So last Tuesday night, I dropped my daughter off at one of her after-school class fun things, and had a gentleman or a man or whatever he was spit on me through my window, and I had a little lapse of judgment, and I slammed on the brakes and jumped out in the alleyway and said, "What bleep 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 are you doing?" And he attacked me. And he attacked me pretty good.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to go and get a bunch of scans and internal scans because I was beat up.
So and this happened in downtown Eugene.
Yes.
On a Tuesday. What time was it about?
Oh gosh, about 4.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. And this guy was looking around in dumpsters.
In a dumpster with his buddy. They were dumpster diving, I guess you call that.
First he spit in your car window
as I drove by.
And so that set you
screaming
off.
obscenities at me.
And of course, Michelle is like, she doesn't have a temper.
No, normally I don't, but
you got it. Well, it scared
was
you.
gross. It was gross.
And so you went to the police, filed a report.
Of course.
And what did they? There's not a whole.
There's not much they can do. Their hands are kind of tied in these situations because there's so many people right now that fit those demographics or they fit that description. And they're not getting any sound.
Somebody said that, but sometimes that doesn't. That's just one person.
Testing.
Are you guys getting sound?
Can you hear me?
Somebody tell me if you're getting sound. Because if you don't get sound, probably your reason is that you're not. You need to punch your button on there. Because a lot of times I have people say that, and they actually are getting sound. But if somebody can say,
Thank
yes,
you.
I got sound. Okay, so you are. Just flip your button. You're good.
Okay,
so the question. So what we want to do is just pose the question for Eugene, because I think we want to have a compassionate answer. We want to have. This is not a anti-unhoused people or anything
Never.
like that. But what we want to know is, where do we start this conversation so business people in our community, because you're not the first person who's gotten attacked by somebody in our streets. And that is, somebody's saying, that's, now they're going, that is not acceptable in our town. And this is getting dangerous. And you were scared.
Yeah. Actually, it kind of frazzled me pretty good. I'm not 20 anymore. The 20-year-old me would. Anyways.
So, what would your question be for like city councilors and stuff? What would you like to just ask them?
I have a lot of questions, but I feel like I have to tiptoe through the tulips to even ask a question without it turning around and being something that's a negative. When we have so much happening that big corporations are bypassing our city because they don't want to be here. When they fly in and they look around and they go, whoa, they don't want to be here. It's not safe feeling for people.
So we want something to come out of this besides just more talk and more conversation. And I think one of the hard things, and Michelle and I were talking about this beforehand, is it's really easy for people to try to discount this conversation because they want to paint you as somebody who's anti this, and we are not anti people who are unhoused and taken care of. We just had a show. In fact, we just sponsored a show, not Michelle, but she's on my team. We just sponsored a show with an expert on mental health. And we were talking about this and some programs that they're looking at doing. TIP is one of them, and a program that would get people involved. But we need to take mental health and mental health services really, really seriously, because people are getting attacked in our community, and that's not acceptable.
Right. Now, had I had my daughter in the car, for instance, and that happened, I don't think I would have gotten out. I don't think I would have I wouldn't have done much. I wouldn't have reacted because I'm trying to be a different person in front of her most of the time. But then I also have seen some people, when I've been walking downtown with her, I've had strangers come walk right up to her and try to touch her or say, "Hey, little girl." And I'm not okay with that.
Right.
So part of me, the mama bear in me, and also the warrior woman inside of me, I'm a little bit irritated that we can't just do something about this.
I had a woman walking by me the other day, and she was probably my age or maybe a few years older. And she said, "I just drove down through downtown Eugene, and I'm so angry. I just can't put up with this anymore. I want something done." And I think we're all kind of there because we live in a beautiful place. We're in a town that we know cares about other people. So we've got to kind of find a way to take care of this issue, so that we're not putting people in danger and getting attacked in your own town. I mean, that's just over the top.
And several business owners in the area are very concerned when we have our location here and our other location that we're opening up is very safe. But there's other locations around town where they go to see their stylist, or they go to see their nail tech, or they go to see somebody for a service, and they try to walk in the doors and they're being harassed, or they're being spit on, or they're being, attacked.
Somebody says, "This is our community. We have to make a plan to take it back." I think we just have to make a plan. This isn't a battle.
No.
It shouldn't be a battle, but I think it's getting people to listen, especially on the council, and maybe we become more part of that solution, and coming up with ideas and listening more. I don't know, but something has to change because we can't keep doing this, where people are getting attacked like that. Now you're going to be taking a self-defense class.
Yes.
And
I'm going to have to re-up myself on that platform. My discipline wasn't there the other day because had I had self-discipline, it wouldn't have happened.
What Michelle needs is not a class on self-defense. She can defend herself. She needs a class on preparing for self-defense.
Yes, because here's the deal. I didn't have my boots were unzipped, and I had a phone in my hand, and I had things. And I was like, like Cruella DeVille.
Stephanie says she took a class a couple years ago, a large downtown center a couple years ago, and walking away over the park and the schools. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that live near parks in town and they're not using them anymore. They can't let their children play there because there's needles and all kinds of stuff.
I picked up, so I just picked up over 100 hypodermic device and things in the park the other day. I had gloves on. I was going, ugh. My daughter plays in the park. It's unacceptable. How about that guy? Did you see that guy the other day that was butt naked doing yoga?
Posted online.
What?
And I think that is illegal in Eugene. I don't think you're supposed to be naked.
I don't think so.
In the Rose Garden.
No.
No. Showing off your buds.
No. I have we have children. A lot of us have children. And I tried not to shelter mine, but I'd also protect her from seeing certain things. And the questions get asked a lot when we pull up to a stop sign. What's going on with that guy right there? And I was like, baby, that's mental health.
So maybe what people should do is contact your city councilors. You can go on this Eugene City page and you can write them and say, and write all of them. Don't just write the one that represents you. You write all of them. And first of all, you write a very kind but firm letter and state your opinion. But kindness, if you write something, "Why don't you do anything? You've never done anything. If you go that, nobody's going to listen to you." I don't listen to emails like that when they come to me. And so you got to be a part of the process, not like working against them.
Right. And Jackie just said right there, law and order. There is none. There's lawlessness. I mean, I was sitting a few months ago, I actually sat over under the Jefferson Bridge talking to a few of the officers that just hang out. That's their job, to hang out and just kind of watch as the city's providing sanitation for them, which is nice because there's no feces or excrements on the street or on the park, but those aren't always used.
Right.
So I kind of go back to that old theory of give a dog a bone, he's going to keep coming back. I would love to help everybody. In fact, I've helped a lot of people downtown. I've made fajitas and gone down there and passed them out. I've taken my clothing that's used and passed it out. My daughter, I've taught her compassion by giving and giving and giving. But when it turns into the mental health and the drug addiction and all of the violence that's coming through and starting to affect us and affect our businesses, affect people to where they're afraid to go down to those beautiful places. They used to be so pretty.
Well, it changed for you because, like I said, last week our plan was to do a covering scars tattoo show, and Michelle's like, "No, I just got attacked."
Let's
and so
open
when
this
it
dialogue.
gets personal like that, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah,
we need
vigilante justice. That's what
we need to move past
Batman, right? We need
excuses
Batman.
of mental health and addiction. The
Yes.
excuses are not
Thank you,
fixing
Michael.
any of the problems. It just shames victims.
Yes.
You know what? But you know, if we wanted to be really honest,
No, he's right.
No, he is.
Michael's absolutely right.
Well, I know Michael. Yeah,
and that's
he's very
the excuse
right.
that we keep getting, and I get that.
Well,
I
but
get
the
it.
problem is because if you just came out and said we need to clean up the town, then you're going to get the haters on who are saying now. Then they put their narrative on it, and it's just I'm just so tired of that. And it's like, because I am not a hater, and I'm not. I have a lot of friends in the homeless community. Yes, I do.
I do too.
And so I'm not. That's not what it is. But at some point, we have to set some kind of a standard and say, this is unacceptable when business people are getting beaten up in the alley.
Yeah.
And not even
and
really
making it unsafe for the businesses that we're going to. For instance, when we are the one visiting a business, and this happens to us.
Yeah. So we have just happen to have also Jimmy Jeanette. He's in here with his organization, and they train
past MMA.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And they train kids. They teach them all kinds of great life skills, plus the martial arts skills, about how not to bully people. But he also has a class coming up for women on self-defense. So since he's here and Ian's tattooing him, we're going to get a little bit from him, because we thought, while you guys are writing your letters after this show, don't do it now. That was very rude.
I mean, if you want to send it to me too, if you guys want to send those letters to me, I might be willing to start orchestrating something.
Well, they can just put them right through to the city council, though, and you guys,
Okay,
and you write the same letter. Don't make it hard. People make it. I need a letter for each counselor. No. You make one letter and you just draft it to each counselor. I'm an expert at this. I know, and it saves you time, but you're getting your message out.
Right.
The city and the police need to stop it. I'm no hater, just sick of the criminals getting supported and the taxpayers getting told they are haters. Yeah, I'm with you. Nathan Jordan.
I agree with Nathan.
With mental illness feel like they are being shoved away, why would they try to get help?
Right.
People treat them so badly and badmouth them. We need more help for those who have these problems.
Right. And that's the compassion component. Like when my daughter asks what's wrong with somebody. And I see that being a former nurse and witnessing a lot, especially when I worked for a short time during an apprenticeship in the Institute for the Criminally Insane. It's intense and it's sad. But
it seems like there's two separate problems or many problems here, but we've got, the mentally ill, and then we've got folks who are drug addicted, who are also, some of those are mentally ill and drug addicted. But then we also have a standard as a community that I think you have to set that says what is approved behavior and what is not approved behavior. And beating up a woman in Eugene is not acceptable behavior. I think there's a line that we can draw there. Maybe we can let some other things slide, but I think that becomes a line when you spit on someone in their car, and then
cuss them out and every foul thing.
I'm pretty willing to start right there with the conversation and draw that line, and then let some other stuff slide.
But hindsight's 20/20. I shouldn't have gotten out. I shouldn't have puffed up my chest and gone after him.
Yeah, but
that was dumb.
But still,
and my shoe fell off. I mean, it was pretty.
But still, the other side is you shouldn't have to do that.
I shouldn't have to even defend myself. Like I shouldn't have to be in a position, or nobody should be in a position of worrying about somebody spitting on them while they're driving their vehicle.
Jackie says, let the cops do their jobs, untie their hands.
Untie their hands.
So let's run in here real fast. I'm going to go get Jimmy because he's in the middle of a tattoo. And why shouldn't we be able to interrupt him?
What do you think you're doing? Trying to interrupt me in the middle of my work? You can't interrupt me in the middle of my work.
I want you to look how this looks.
Rick, I don't know.
Look at how this
who
looks.
You think that you are, Rick.
Ian,
You
look at
interrupt people.
God, Jimmy,
Wherever you go.
Jimmy, you are one big badass dude. So you guys, that's Ian. That's Michelle's better half or other half. He likes to call himself his better half, but
he's my strong half. Had he not been down at his mother's house, oh boy.
And this is Jimmy. Oh, people are coming on. They know who you are.
What's up, Eugene?
So Jimmy, tell people what you do.
My name's Jim Jeanette, retired professional fighter out of Eugene, Oregon. I own a low-cost mixed martial arts gym in Springfield on Main Street called Checker Past MMA. The reason that I want to jump on the Rick Dancer show tonight, thank you, Rick, is I want to tell you guys about a free women's self-defense seminar that we're pulling off July 25th.
And how do they find out more about that, Jimmy?
Well, we just revised the flyer today. It's going to be up on the Checker Pass MMA Outreach Facebook page. It'll be up on my media. You can send me a message for more details.
So, I mean, what happened to Michelle? Women need to be prepared in this community. They need to understand that's possible.
Yeah, and not just women, men too. In this case, we're going to be doing a free women's self-defense seminar in where do I look? So
You're right there. You're fine. You're right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's in honor of my friend Marissa Nevels, who lost her life. She was stabbed, I believe it was 5 or 6 years ago. We're on our 4th or 5th. I think we're on our 5th and 6th because last year we couldn't do it because of COVID. So we're actually running 2 seminars in her honor because I pledged when that happened that we would do something through our mixed martial arts program. We do something in her honor every year, and I know the family just appreciates it, and we just won't forget Marissa.
So Jimmy, your whole thing is teaching people how to be secure with themselves and not bully other people.
You definitely don't want to bully. I know if you get good at mixed martial arts per se, I mean, people can have weapons or multiple people, stuff like that. But for instance, what I know, I'm pretty much a loaded weapon at all times. But it also creates a sense of kind of peace and tranquility, confidence. But I'll tell you what, guys, out there in Facebook land, the best self-defense or the best martial arts that you can learn is the 50-yard dash. Try to avoid situations. Yeah.
So Garrett says, Felicia and my daughter want to join. Somebody else is asking, do you have a website?
Yeah, you can definitely look that up. It's all over the internet. We're pretty known. And
give the name again so they can. Is it under.com or?
I'm not a computer guy. There's checkerpassmmmagym.com, I believe. Of course, we have a Facebook page for that. I will extend this offer too. If you're a victim of violent situation or something like that, there's a woman out there that's been battered and beat down and stuff like that. If you can get past that anxious feeling and have some trust and some willingness to come in our doors, I'll gift you a free month in our classes at night. And I'm always talking. I just rave about the other women, all the men, the children that are involved with our gym. People come to my gym from out of the area and they're passing through, so they'll train for a night. And they'll be like, dang, Jimmy, you got really good people here. So if you can kind of get past that anxiousness or that fear of walking into an MMA gym, you might be surprised what you find there. There's a lot of supportive women in there, and we'll give you a free month even.
So Matt Kendall just put your website on there for us. Matt, you're a good, not only you're a good realtor, but you're kind of a good associate producer from afar. I appreciate that.
I got a question, Rick. Is there anybody out there that can fix a crooked nose?
I have
right here.
Right
here. Jimmy, I got you, dog.
Yeah, I got a minus resource right here.
So Jimmy's looking for a new nose.
We do all sorts of things here.
You want it straight again?
You want it straight? Well, they do a lot of things here because we've tattooed penises, we've tattooed breasts, but I don't know that we can do noses.
I can do noses.
Can you do noses?
I can do noses. I've done many of them.
Your nose won't get broken. I promise you. No pun intended, though. Seriously.
So
we train responsibly up there.
So Ian, somebody came on and said, "Hey, Ian's like a pretty big dude, but he looks kind of small compared to Jimmy."
Somebody was going to say that's because I'm way back here. So it looks like it's the thing.
No,
if I stand right here, I'm almost. See, me and Jimmy are pretty almost the same size.
Yeah, when he's crouched.
I'm twins.
Yeah.
The movie Twins.
Checker. Nick says, checkered past MMA outreach. That was me. Yeah. It's lawlessness to know that's our consequences to stop until the law. Yeah. Well, Jimmy, thank you. And people are coming on there going, God, that's so cool. He's doing that. Thank you for being a part of this, you guys. So that's awesome.
Small businesses need to support each other.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're all in this together.
It is bothersome, isn't it?
It's very bothersome, you know.
Be
You know,
careful.
we can all sit here and we can all laugh about it, and you know, yes, and you know, have our, you know, joking moments in the matter. But when you're 250 miles away and you're on the phone with your wife, and you know, whatever the conversation may be, next thing you know, she's screaming at the top of her lungs in bloody murder as she's being assailed, ripped out of her vehicle while she decided to get up, but you know, spit on, making the right choice that, you know, and where Jimmy comes in. You know, it's not always about winning a battle. You know, walking away from whatever you can, number one, is the number one option. You know, when that fails, then having the tools that you need in order to get above, you know, the fight, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna, you know, go ballistic and do, you know, start breaking things. It means you're gonna be able to shut it down.
Right. And protect yourself.
Absolutely. I've been in security before I was a tattoo artist for over 15 years. So, you know, if I had a mentality of that while I was in security, trust me, I'd be broken down, because I would have been in so many fights a night. It would be insane.
Well, that's why you found art, because you're better. It keeps you calm.
Actually, you know, so, but when you're that far away and you know, somebody that you love is going through this on the streets, you know, I thank God my daughter wasn't in the car. She had already gotten inside. And that he decided to run, you know, instead of continuing to kick my wife as she was laying on the ground, and start breaking bones, and you know, where she would need a plastic surgeon to get her nose fixed too. then maybe we could do you could do a whole group thing. No, but seriously, you know, it's not a good feeling, and
you just want something done.
We got to pull together. You know, the reality of it is as business owners, as citizens of the streets and of this beautiful town that we live in, and for the people that are, you know, trying to help people, you know, we're trying to help the community grow. We're trying to help people get the appropriate tools that they need so that they can combat these things. People trying to spread the word to other people so that we're all informed about what we can do to bring this thing together, and how we need to go about this. Rick, like you said, city council, I think, you know, to bring this before, the more people that make this aware that there is an issue here, that we are all concerned about it. You know, closed mouth don't get fed. You know, so if you don't talk about it, if it's not known, then it'll be shoved under the rug. But
well, thanks for you guys to bring this to the public's eye. And Jimmy, somebody came on and said, if you're getting a tattoo, you better get one big tattoo, because you're a big boy.
Oh, listen.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah,
It's the guy, right?
Listen, that's not if it doesn't look at. Oh yeah, I'm just getting this little part filled in. Okay, yeah. You know, it's just this little full page part right here. It's just this little tiny part.
If you're Jimmy size, that's what it is. Hey, thanks you guys.
Thank you.
So Michelle,
Yes.
again, thanks for bringing this to people. They're saying thank you for bringing this to our attention
Yes.
and what's going on. And again, you guys do what Michelle said. Write the city council. Let people know what you're thinking. Offer your opinion. And if you have ideas, don't write in. I know some people are getting on here going, oh, the damn city. Don't do that. Write in with some creative ideas that we can get going. And it's our community.
That 38 special that Jackie's talking about. So if you have a 38 special and you don't have the right mindset, and that thing gets taken from you, because no, I'm not a weak girl. I'm not weak by any means, but my mindset was weak. So had I had a weapon in my hand, and maybe they had it take it out of my hand.
Right. It might not have been a good thing. So
I probably would have been dead.
But it worked out the way it worked out, and now you're gonna
We can talk about
maybe we
it.
can get people doing something about it finally.
Right.
All right, Michelle, thank you.
Thank you.
Lance said he loves it. Thank her for me. Thank her.
Hi, Lance. Hey, we still have a photo session with Lance. We need some headshots of Ian.
All right, Lance, there you go. You put it out there. Now you're in trouble. Now you got to get going.
We
So
got to get up there. We got to get up there to Portland.
they'll get up to Portland, come see you, Lance, and get their headshots done. So you guys, again, so just be nice, be calm. Let the city know what you're thinking. If you have any good ideas, let them know. Share this on your page. Let other people know so that we can get kind of the community behind this and get folks talking because we can't keep doing the same thing over and over. That is the definition of insanity. And it's not going to get any better unless we get involved. And yeah, I think just don't be afraid that people are not going to like you because you get used to it after a while. All right. Have a good night. Tomorrow night, Priority One Heating and Air Conditioning is sponsoring a show. We're going to talk to a legislator about employment, how Oregon people can't find anybody to work. And we're going to talk to some folks from Salem to find out what their opinions are. My opinion is it's because we're paying them not to work. When you pay people more than they are making in their jobs, and that's a huge discussion, and I'm sure it's going to be very controversial. But we want to find out what the rules are and what Oregon is doing because other states are actually not paying the extra money. And we're going to find out a little bit about what's going on in Salem with employment here in Oregon. All right, I'm Rick Dancer. We will see you tomorrow night, 5 o'clock right here. Again, share this on your page so other people know that we've got to get this straightened out.